Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters video. Alright, another entry here based on one of your newer suggestions. This one having to do with a unique cryptid of sorts that is very strange. It's humanoid, almost human, if but for the fact of one unique trait regarding its feet. In fact, it reminded me of one of my older videos, if you can believe it. It's over 2 years old. This one having to do with the Banaspati and the way that it ran towards its prey. I'm going to include that link below if you haven't had a chance to see it. But yes, it instantly reminded me of this cryptid, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and pick this one. So this one is called the Abarimon, which you're looking at a picture or a drawing of here, and instantly you can see its unique trait. It's the fact that it has backwards feet. But this apparently does not hinder this cryptid or this humanoid cryptid at all. In fact, it even seems to make it more savage than anything else. So let's go ahead and let's talk about all the information associated with this Abarimon. So what is this creature, this humanoid-like creature? Well, apparently it's something that lives there in the top of the Himalayas. Already that tells you that it's a pretty unique cryptid of some sort, because to live in that region it would have to be something that can handle extreme temperatures, extreme environments, not to mention of course the heights associated with those Himalayas. But it seems to have adapted to it with its feet. In fact, that is again its most unique creature. Imagine just your average humanoid of some sort, not necessarily like a Bigfoot, but most closer to, let's say, you and I as people, but the biggest difference being its feet. Instead of the feet pointing forward, it has its feet pointing backwards. Everything else is the same. It looks like the legs are the same, the knees are the same, everything except for the fact that the actual feet point backwards, and this allows it to actually run at a very great speed, so much so in fact that according to eyewitnesses or whoever was reporting on this creature, they in turn have lived side by side with animals there in Himalayas and have been able to use this advantage, in this case the backwards feet, to be able to capture those animals, and that's how it hunts. And then also it allows it to escape any kind of capture itself, because there's a location called Mount Amayas, which is now known as the Himalayan Mountains, but that was its main homeland, or is to this day, who knows. But there in that location, that's where people have apparently been trying to catch these Abarimons for a certain time period, enough so that again that they're considered a local legend there. But to this very day they cannot, because of, again, this backwards feet for whatever reason allows it to run at a really fast speed. I'm trying to visualize how that would work, like how exactly that makes it faster. I guess if it still uses the front palm of its feet, even though they're facing backwards, to move forward, then that kind of makes sense. In essence, it's not using the heel to do so, at least for the foot that's running forward. Now the one running back, like the one behind it, maybe it's using the heel to do it, but who knows. But again, this is at least its main trait. Also, there's the idea that it lives up there because it has adapted to its environment when it comes to the air. This is actually a prison almost of some sort for it, because if you have something like this that has lived up there, then no doubt it has very thin air up in the top Himalayan areas. Then this creature, its lungs, the way it breathes oxygen, who knows, it has adapted to it, and that way you can easily just live as is on top of those mountains. But if it decides to go anywhere else, let's say towards, I guess, more normal areas where other humans live, or any towns, anything else, in other words, towards the bottom of the ground, then it cannot do so, because the way, again, its body has adapted to that environment, it has not, in turn, adapted to ours, and so it would essentially almost kill it outright. And so that's why it's a prison of some sort when it comes to those Himalayan mountains. Yes, it's there, and then yes, it's enjoying its freedom, from anybody per se trying to pursue it, but at the same time it cannot escape its environment because of it. One other interesting thing, and I've mentioned this book before, the Pliny the Elder created a book called Natural History, and this Abarimon is encountered in that book again. I'm trying to remember the other cryptid that I was mentioning that had it. I think it was the one that had that flatulence as a deadly weapon. It was a creature of some sort that looked like a deer. I'll find it and I'll include the link for it too below. But if I recall correctly, that was also described in Pliny the Elder's book for natural history. So quite interesting to see this Abarimon also listed there, and it's encountered in another book called Attic Nights by a gentleman named Alus Gellius. So he is also someone that has heard the stories tied to this Abarimon and has placed it within his book there. But that's pretty much it. There's not much else in terms of other information associated with this creature. It seems like it's a creature that enjoys its solitude in terms of being away from humans, so much so that there's no photographic proof, there's no video proof of it. And wherever it is, it seems like it has created as much camouflage as possible as, let's say, the Bigfoot is to here in the US. But if anyone has any more information associated with this very unique creature, this Abarimon, please post those comments below. That would be very good to hear. I'm trying to picture again how this creature could work when it comes to its backwards feet, but who knows? If it would take seeing one in motion to truly understand how it can achieve such very fast speeds using again those backwards feet. Still, that would be quite a sight. Imagine something like this running straight towards you. It would be quite unsettling to see something like that happen. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.